first of all, I joined the choir at the U of O in 1982, and then John formed the community choir in 1983, and I've been there ever since, and it's been the greatest joy of my life. Anyway, when we went to New York to sing, I was not one of the people who got in the limo, and neither was John and several others of us. I don't know where the limo was. We were wondering where our ride was, and John said, well, I guess we have to take the subway. So we did. And we get down there, and we're waiting for the train, and we're hoping we're not going to be late for this concert. So we're waiting, and to break the ice and everything, to warm up, we started warming up and singing. And before you know it, we were singing 3, 4, 5 songs, and people were surrounding us, and people on the other side of the subway were clapping for us. And it was wonderful. It was wonderful just to have that experience. And then when we got to the concert, we were one of 4 choirs, and 2 choirs sang in front of us, and we were the 3rd. And we were the ones who got everyone up out of their seats. We had many other concerts that I can say I've been proud, because I know that we have touched people and blessed people, and I thank you for coming here today.
I'm Carol, and my best memory that I have is when we hired Chris Stubbs to be our director. He was in Texas at a revival playing for his uncle or cousin or somebody. And when he landed back in Eugene, either I called him or he called me. And I said, Chris, you know, our director had to quit because he was just too busy with the university group. And Chris says, oh, I'll help you find a new director. And I said, well, we've already found one. And he says, you already found one? Who? And I said, it's you. And I thought he was going to faint right there. But Chris has been a wonderful director. He writes the most gorgeous music, and he is the most gracious man, and we love him.
Marilyn, thank you for that memory, because when you said limo, I said, I don't remember taking a limo. I was on the subway. So thank you, because I thought I was losing my head. My name is Kyle Lewis. I got a double dose of John, because I was in the early years of playing both with the university choir and with the Inspirational Sounds. So that was a hoot. And I wish John was here, because I wanted to thank him, because I was, you know, this white boy from rural Eastern Oregon, and from what little exposure I had to gospel music, I came to John and said, I don't know a lot, but I want to play. And so he took me in and exposed me to gospel music, taught me some things even on the piano. And so that was my real first big exposure to it, and I've loved it ever since. Now, those of you that have worked with John, you know, John he was funny, because, you know, he was this timid man. He'd say, now, altos, I can't hear you. I just remember over and over John saying, altos, I can't hear you. And then he would belt out their part, and he said, now see, I'm a small man, I'm a timid man, but I can belt out your part louder than all of you. And I tell you, man, when he would grab the mic, he would shake the rafters with that God-given voice of his. So he was truly a blessing. So.
I'm Lola Campbell. I was with the choir for over 15 years, and my fondest memory of the choir was going up to Portland on the bus, and I would make food for the group. And John and I and some of the other members would serve food, and I remember someone would go down the aisle taking orders as to what would you like to eat. And so what we did, we would eat and we would sing, and that was just so much fun. I just really did love the choir and just love singing with the choir. So God bless all of you.
I'm Jerry Verzak, and this is Kathy Verzak, the assistant director. And I thought for sure she would talk about our wedding and not sailing. So, what can I say? I mean, 15 years, you know, that's what happens. But, you know, some things in life, you have a vision, and it usually doesn't happen quite like you think. But, in reality, I had a vision, and it did come to fruition. And Inspirational Sounds choir was there, and they supported us, and they sang. Cedric Weary and the band were there, and we had the Mackenzie River behind us, and it came to fruition. And God bless.
Anybody else like to share a memory? Yes, Evelyn.
My name is Jean Jordan, and I started singing with Sounds back in the 80s sometime. My favorite memories are of the overnights that we spent out on the road when we were traveling. And we had a group of folks who always stayed together in the same room. And I'm not going to tell you all the stories, but I'm going to start with one. I don't think she's here, so I think I'm safe. You probably all remember Martha Moultrie. Well, Martha would always go to sleep very early. We always used to say that she needed more beauty sleep than the rest of us. And so by about 8 o'clock, she'd be asleep. So she'd be sound asleep, as a matter of fact. There were others of us in the room, maybe 4 or 5 of us. And we decorated her one night when she was sleeping with a hat on her head and an empty bottle of wine, I think it was, in her hand, and took pictures of her. So we did that kind of trick stuff behind the scenes with one another, and I'm proud to say that many of us are still really good friends. So I spent Friday night with a friend, you may remember Laverne Norman, and I have had many an occasion to share with John Gaynor up in Portland. He has been active with a choir up there that sings at Christmas